alone. Touchdown, New York.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
High fly ball, right field. Grossman back, track, wall, see ya! Into the second deck. A grand slam the other way for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are pouring it on.
For the latest news throughout the sports world, tune in to Sports Talk with R&J every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Closing Time Podcast is back, sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. I'm Joe Aguirre. I'll have a brand new co-host, Sanam Salati, who's my broker, my mentor, and my good friend, and one of the most knowledgeable people in Connecticut in the entire real estate industry. We're going to be talking about the latest goings-on. We'll keep you up to date on the market, and we're going to bring on some really great guests all throughout this season, people in all different fields in the industry, like accountants, home inspectors, mortgage reps, and so much more, just to give you a better understanding of the Connecticut real estate market. We're so excited for a brand new season of the Closing Time Podcast, part of the CMG Podcast Network. It's sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. Go see Heidi and Glenn Parchman to file your taxes for bookkeeping, business advice, real estate investments, or whatever your accounting needs are, including cryptocurrency. Just visit RockyHillAccountants.com. We'll see you all season long on the Closing Time Podcast.
Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Four Downs podcast, the NFL picks version. I'm Over Muniz, alongside with Hector V. Hector, man, more valuable games are happening this week. But before we cover that, man, listen, the trade deadline is over, and I am shocked that the Broncos ended up trading Von Miller to the Rams. Now, tell me if that doesn't boost up that defense for the Rams.
It sure does. I totally agree with that. I don't know. I think Denver's just giving up hope. You know, after starting off 3-0 this year, they're just giving up hope and saying, you know what, we're just going to play for next year to see what we can get in the draft.
Yeah, and the biggest question is that how does Von Miller impact the Rams here right now?
Yeah, I think they're just going to boost it up more. I mean, the Rams are already doing well without him. I mean, but now that they add him to it, it's just going to be just an added plus to that defense. So we can see a much more juggernaut of a defense in the Rams than what they already are.
I'm going to tell you this. I am excited because the fact that not only did I pick the Rams to go to the Super Bowl versus the Raiders, I've been saying that from the very beginning, but this is an exclamation mark that I've been saying all along, is that the Rams will do what they got to do, all right, to make it there. And not only that they're going to make it there, they're going to be the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But look, the biggest threat right there is what? In that division, they lost to Arizona. I bet you if they play them again, Arizona's not going to win. And then the other team they got to look after is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you have those two, who's going to put pressure on Tom Brady? Who else than no other than Von Miller? So I'm
Yeah.
excited that this is going to happen. But what I'm not excited about is what we're going to be talking about here is Henry Ruggs III got into a fatal car crash on Tuesday, and he got a DUI. And because of his negligence and the decisions that he made, okay, cost someone's life.
This is just sad all around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is not the first time this has ever happened with anything in anybody's life. But when do you learn? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just disappoints me. When people think that it just can't happen to them. Okay, if you're a human being, alcohol and drugs can play a big factor in your body and will always distort your sense of thinking on when you're doing anything. And he just threw away his whole life, but more importantly, he took away somebody else's life that you can't get back, and he has to live with that for the rest of his life.
Live the
Very
rest
sad.
of his life. He's going to be facing between 10 to 20 plus years in prison when found guilty, right? And the fact that not only that lawsuit is kicking in with the girlfriend that was in that car. She was 22 years old, got injured, non-threatening injuries, but now she's suing. So like everything's targeted at him, and he's all by himself. And there's this Facebook user that's stated no excuse for NFL players to be driving drunk. They are given a number to call to pick them up when they are too drunk to drive. Look, this reminds me of Dante Stallworth when he got into a DUI driving and hit an Hispanic man when he was trying to cross the street. Now, granted, he got suspended, you know what I mean? But the point is that, listen, you cannot replace a life, all right? And you are not immune to be under the influence. And it doesn't matter if you're drinking either. You could be under medication. You could be under drugs and stuff like that. Listen, if you're under the influence, don't drink and drive. Don't drive. That's why now there's a Uber, okay? I mean, how many other agencies are out there besides what the NFL has, right? That they could call up a number if somebody to pick them up. There's just so much out there right now that anyone could pick you up. Call a family member. Call someone. Look, this guy, I think if I'm not mistaken, he had a Corvette, right? Yeah. He drove 156 miles per hour. Okay? What are you doing at 156? First of all, why isn't that vehicle not governed to be in consideration of being within 100 miles per hour? That's my thinking, right? But to do what he did is unexcusable. I'm sorry. And I don't care who you are. You put yourself in a situation, you made a bad choice. Now you're going to pay the consequences. Unfortunately for him, those millions of dollars that he had, it's all gone. And he is no longer a Raider. He's been dropped already.
Yep. And that's just sad. But I mean, I think, that's not as, like I said, it's not as sad as the actual life that's been taken. The family that has to deal with the loss of their loved one because of his poor actions. I mean, he's still alive. Henry Ruggs is still alive. He's just going to be sitting there incarcerated, having to think about what he did for the rest of his life. But there's the family that are they going to be able to move on with their life because of this? I mean, that day part was just a normal day for this person,
right?
And it just turned into a tragedy. And that's what gets me upset. You know what I'm saying? What really upsets me is that how does someone like Henry Ruggs, who was under the influence, driving almost quadruple the speed limit, and he's still alive?
And he blew a .116.
Yeah, and then the innocent bystander has to lose their life. That's what really bothers me more than anything. That it's the innocent bystanders that lose their lives, and then the ones who actually caused it, they somehow survived this. It's sad.
It is. But hey, speaking about other news that's not as sad as that one, but is a big disappointment, is no other than OBJ. Odell Beckham Jr. back on the news again, but this time his daddy is fighting his battles because he's not getting the ball. Ain't that the same problem we had when he was a New York Giant, was not happy with the organization, and he thought that, hey, going to Cleveland was going to be his next best thing. And yet here we are again, OBJ on the news. And listen, is it OBJ or is it Baker Mayfield? I mean, I don't know. There's still plenty of players on that team that he is distributing the ball. So if I was his dad, I'd be like, yo, shut up, man. Don't say nothing.
Here's a team that, we were talking about at the beginning of the season that it could make us run for the Super Bowl. And now they're just, a soap opera in the news.
I don't even know why people think that they're going to make it big when there's a lot of egos in that team and they don't have the right person to manage them. You know what I mean? This is not Bill Parcells as the head coach. No one's in that caliber to put them in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not about the offense. You got to have a defense that could win you championships, because that's bottom line. It's been proven. You need defense to win championships, not offense. I mean, yes, you got to score, but you need defense, and Cleveland doesn't have it. So,
definitely.
It is what it is. And one last news, and for some people they're happy, but some people are not, is that the Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers will not play this weekend because he tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that, listening to this whole story, how he just goes ahead and lies to the media. But I think he's lying to himself more than anything. I mean, it's one thing you could deceive the media, you could deceive people in life, but, you have to wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, and, all you're doing is just lying to yourself. I mean, if somebody asks you, are you vaccinated? Don't try to twist it around and say, yes, I've been immunized. Okay. Just tell them straight up, yes or no. I mean, stop trying to go around this, just to try to cover yourself, because the truth is going to be unblanketed and it's going to be revealed. It don't make no sense.
Yeah. Well, hey,
he shouldn't even get the Rodgers rate, honestly.
The Rodgers rate. Well, definitely I ain't going to get no State Farm. Besides, I got better insurance than State Farm. So it is what it is. But speaking about State Farm, well, what's his name? The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, Mahomes. I mean, his rate is not going well either. And he got lucky this weekend against the Giants, which the Giants look like they're dysfunctional themselves. So, but we're going to talk more, especially when we talk about our picks, okay? But, hey, this show is brought to you by the CMG Sports Podcast. You can see our banner down below. I'll visit clovercrestmedia.com to hear other sports shows, other podcasts, especially your favorite ones. It doesn't have to be sports. It could be some adventure, horrors, or anything else. They got over 30 shows, so check them out, see what you like. And once again, visit clovercrestmedia.com. Hey, we're about to hit these picks real quick, and I did pretty good. Except for Cincinnati. Cincinnati got me a loss. And who would think that the Bengals will lose to the Jets the way they were playing, right? And then, I mean, look, it is what it is. Atlanta losing, Arizona losing to the Green Bay Packers, where Green Bay didn't have all their starters present. My Giants lose. You see what happens when I pick the Giants? They lose. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have went the other way. And then the Washington football team. I know I picked them, but when I was on DraftKings, I actually picked the Denver Broncos, and they won me some money.
I'm just confused with Washington. I mean, how many times did they have a chance to win that game, and they just could not do it? I did not get it. I was like, are you really serious right now? When I do pick you, when I give you a chance, you can't even come through. But then when I don't pick them, they want to seem to show up and show out. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But hey, we might not even get this one. The Jets go on the road to face the Colts on Thursday Night Football. Who you got?
I got the Colts. I just think they're a better, well-rounded team. I mean, they got Jonathan Taylor, okay, and then the Jets, to me, I think they're like 18th in the league against the rush. So they're not going to stop Jonathan Taylor. Even if Carson Wentz is a dun-dun-dun, okay, as long as he just hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, I think they'd be okay in this situation. And the whole Mike White thing that happened last week, it's not going to happen again.
It's a fluke.
It was.
It's a fluke. It's like when you prepare yourself against a Zach Wilson quarterback, and then all of a sudden he's not there. Yeah, it tends to make it difficult because you don't even know that quarterback, right?
Exactly.
So
I
like Carson Wentz on this one.
Yeah, I think so. And then they did play last year, and the Colts did beat them. So I give the edge to the Colts.
All right, we got the Broncos and the Cowboys. Again, Von Miller's no longer with the defense, which was a major loss for the Broncos. And look, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. And look, they're going to win. They're going to run away with the NFC East. I'm just not convinced they're that good enough to make it to the Super Bowl, especially what the Rams have, what Arizona can do, and who knows what Green Bay could do with their backup quarterback. But the Cowboys will definitely win this game right here.
Yeah, I agree. Dallas is going to win this game.
They should. I'm just saying.
No, I understand. I mean, Dallas got one of the easiest schedules in the league. They're not playing a lot of playoff caliber type teams on their schedule. So, I mean, Cowboy fans can come on and say, oh, you're just hating on the Cowboys. No, I'm looking at it realistic here. The Cowboys are not playing nobody. The one playoff team that they truly played, they couldn't even beat them. Okay. Whether it's Zerline missing 700 field goals or whatever the case may be, a loss is a loss. And, they still got teams like the Raiders. They still got teams like the Cardinals on their schedule, but that's late in the season. By that time, they might have already 10 wins easily. I mean, there's nothing stopping the Cowboys until the playoff comes, and then that's when they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. I'm sorry to just say. You can't tell me that the Cowboys are a better team than what the Cardinals are right now, with the Rams having that high-powered defense. The Packers still got Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to play eventually, okay? And then the Buccaneers still got everybody from last year, and they are the defending champs. I mean, that's just a juggernaut of a murderous row for the Cowboys to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I believe you. Except others might think that, well, they haven't played against them yet. Well, that almost sounds like college football. But hey, I got the Cowboys. You got the Cowboys. As much as I hate to say that I got the Cowboys, but yeah. But hey, speaking about their rival, the Giants, who for some reason, no matter how many chances that they get, they never take advantage of it. They're going to host the Raiders. So I'm going against the Raiders. I'm sorry, man. I just don't trust the Giants on this one. I don't. And maybe, just maybe, because I was out here hearing the John about the G-Men show, and they're already predicting that the Giants, they win games when they don't need to win, and I understand their point of view, but this is not that type of game. And the Raiders are not going to let loose or take Giants lightly. They're going to score up some points. I'm telling you, man, the Giants are in trouble against the Las Vegas Raiders.
I know the Raiders are in the news right now. It was one thing to deal with the whole John Gruden situation, but now with Henry Ruggs. But I don't think that Carr is going to allow those outside interferences to deal with, to interfere with the game. The Giants are just all over the place. I mean, they shot themselves in the foot, Monday night. They should have beaten the Chiefs. There was no reason why they should have lost that game, but they did. It goes back to earlier this year when they played Washington, penalty after penalty, missed opportunities, and you got to clean that kind of stuff up, And right now the Raiders got everything going. Las Vegas, bet on black. I got the Raiders in this one.
Bet on black. Yeah, hey, Xavier McKinney is going to be out because he's on COVID-19. Saquon Barkley was supposed to return. He's on the COVID-19 restrictions, so it's not looking good.
Yeah.
The Browns versus the Bengals. Look, OBJ on the news, and and I'm going to take that example with OBJ, what he did with the Giants, is that every time there's some negativity, it extends further and further. And after this week, the Bengals, which should have learned their lesson against the Jets, they're going to bounce back, and they're going to win and beat the Browns. And we're not going to hear about the Bengals. We're just going to hear how bad and how sorry we got to feel about OBJ being in uniform for the Cleveland Browns.
I don't think the Bengals are going to take this game lightly. It is a division game, but they know all the spotlight that the Browns have on them right now. take advantage of it. The Bengals are 2-1 at home. They're 3-1 against the conference, the AFC conference. So that's pretty good at this point. So I think the Bengals will take advantage of this situation and win this game and keep pace with the Baltimore Ravens for that division title.
All right. So you are going for the Bengals.
I got the Bengals, yes.
You got the Bengals. All right. So we're moving on to the Texans versus the Dolphins.
Let me go find a coin real quick because, I mean, this game is like the toilet bowl game right here. Miami has not won a game at home. Houston has not won a game on the road. These two teams found a way of winning one game this year each. Really, I mean, the only team that's worse than them record-wise is the Lions, but I think the Lions overall is a better team than both these teams put together. I mean, this is just a sorry game. It just happens the way it falls. I would even laugh if these two came into a tie because they can't seem to beat each other. But I'm going to lean to the home team on this one. I'm going with the Dolphins. Flip a coin. It's just a situational thing. I'm going for the Dolphins. And
look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a fantasy team, I'm going to tell you right now, pick Gaskin, the running back of the Miami Dolphins, because he's going to rush all over the Texans, okay? He's going to make Miami valid right here to get their second win and their first win of the season. So I'm picking Miami as well.
Jeez.
And if it's not more, we have the Falcons and the Saints. Winston is not going to be there. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
We got Matt Ryan. Could we trust Matt Ryan on this one?
I don't know. He got hurt last week. Somebody stepped on his hand. There was blood everywhere.
Yeah, and I know he likes to go out there hardcore, but that his non-throwing hand, so he should be all right for this weekend.
And I did go for them last week, thinking that they could pull it out against Carolina, but Carolina had other ideas. And I know the Saints are riding high. They just had a home win against Tampa Bay. They beaten Green Bay, but then they lost to our Giants at home. So it's like, what Saints team is going to show up here this week? Falcons are kind of iffy, a little wishy-washy here with me. And so I'm just going to go with the Saints on this one. I think the Saints are a better team right now. They're in a playoff hunt. They are riding pretty high right now. So I got the Saints winning this game.
All right. Well, the only reason why I'm going for the Saints that if they change their game plan and stick to the running game, Kamara will have a show.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about him, how he probably scored 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns. So definitely I'm going on him. The next game is the Patriots at Panthers. Look, Mac Jones is Mac Jones, baby. We are seeing this team improve every week. And while many would say that they were out, very few saying that they're going to make the playoffs, the Patriots are making a run right now. And they are undefeated. They're 3-0 on the road. Okay. And they come out victorious against the Chargers. They were at the Chargers, baby.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, look, they're going to beat the Panthers.
And I know how high you are in New England with Mac Jones in New England. They won 3 of the last 4 games. Okay. And it seems like the last few games, I think, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 games or whatever, the Panthers cannot seem to get over 200 yards passing. And so I think the Patriots defense is going to put pressure on that. And Mac Jones is going to continue to improve. I mean, there may be like a half game to a game out of the wild card situation right now. This Patriots team can actually sneak in with a couple of other team losses and get in there. So I think the Patriots are going to go on the road and beat Carolina. I know I failed last week saying that Falcons were going to do it, but I don't think the Patriots will fail me this time. I think the Patriots will do it and win in Carolina.
Look, out of the last 5 games, they lost to Dallas and Tampa Bay, and it's been a close one. They lost by 2 to Tampa Bay, right? They lost in the overtime against Dallas, and now at that peak, beating the Chargers, which they're a good team, and they should make the playoffs. I don't see no issues why the Patriots can't run over the Panthers right now.
Well, the Chargers are going to have they see the Patriots are breathing down their neck for that playoff, that one of the spots, 2 wild card spots. So yeah.
All right. The Bills at Jaguars.
Next. What do we got to talk about? What is the Jaguars doing to do anything right?
I thought you said next. Why are we still talking?
I mean, there's no reason. I'm not going to even ask you who you're going for, because if you tell me you're going for the Jacksonville Jaguars and give me some kind of retarded reason, then I'm going to go to Connecticut tonight and I'm going to slap you and then be on the first place back to Texas so I can be in the work in the morning.
But I mean, they look good against Miami.
Shut up. Miami.
I'm sorry. They look good against Seattle. I'm sorry. Jaguars.
Well, I mean, the Jaguars beat Miami. Okay. And
but the Jaguars beat Miami too. Yeah.
Your point?
Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
We say next because we say next.
This is the game.
The Vikings at the Ravens.
This is going to be a good game.
Yes, it is.
The Vikings, they know they should have beaten the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys defense, to me, did not stop the Vikings. The Vikings stopped the Vikings. I mean, there was a lot of wide open passes that just flew over heads and all over the place. I'm like, really? Was it because of Halloween? Was it a juju or something? But to me, the Ravens got the 3rd best offense in the NFL. Okay, they're 9th in passing. They're 3rd in rushing. What can the Vikings do defensively to stop this Ravens offense on both sides of the ball, especially at home? You got Lamar Jackson. Tell me, what can the Vikings do to stop this?
I don't know, but being that they're home, they're 3-1 at home.
Yes.
The Vikings don't do so well on the road.
Right.
I'm picking the Ravens on this one. Look, I believe that this is going to go down to the 4th quarter, neck to neck, and then the Ravens will press the gas pedal, win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree.
The Chargers at the Eagles.
Very, very intriguing game. I had a hard time with this game. I did a lot of studying on this game because let's just start this off. The Eagles are 0-3 at home. Okay. I mean, and when the Eagles got 3 wins this year. Okay, now check this out. When they won their first game of the season, they went on and lost 3 in a row. Okay, then when they finally won a game, then they lost 2 in a row. Are we seeing a pattern here with the Eagles that they lose and they go on a losing streak after they win a game? 3-5, 0-3 at home. The Chargers, to me, are like a washing machine. They just keep going back and forth in different cycles. You don't know what they're going to get. Are you going to get the team that scores 100 points against the Browns? Or are you going to get the team that shoots themselves in the foot against the Cowboys? You see what I'm saying? And against the Patriots. I'm like grinning my teeth here and I'm biting my lip to where I'm making myself bleed with this game. And I'm going to tell you, I made a decision way beforehand, but it was just eating me alive. I couldn't concentrate at work figuring out this game. So I am going out on a limb that's real thin, that I can fall off. Huh?
Oh, man.
Hey, at this point,
I'm going to hate you right now. I'm going to hate you right now.
At this point, we have not even made a disagreement, and I got a lot of catching up to you. I am going for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, thank God you did it. You did it.
I'm going for the Chargers.
You did it.
I don't think the Eagles are going to win a game at home anytime soon.
Not so fast, my friend, like what boy Corso say on College Game Day. The Philadelphia Eagles have given up 23 points, okay? It's a little better than the Chargers, okay? The Chargers don't got no defense, okay? Jalen Hurts is going to put a hurting on the Chargers, and they're going to win by 1 point. That's how bad they're going to hurt them. 1 point.
By 1 point.
You know what? Losing the game by 1 point is worse than getting blown out by 100 points.
I guess. It's like that paper cut.
I'm taking a risk here. I'm actually going for the Eagles. I don't do so well when I go for the Eagles sometimes. I mean, you may have them stats, but I'm going to tell you right now. The pattern looks like that the Chargers are going to win. I got it. But there's some way, something tells me that the Eagles will get their first win. Sadly to say, is going against the Chargers. The Chargers have lost 2 in a row. They lose to Baltimore, lose to New England, right? A game that they should have had beaten New England, and they lost it, right?
I know.
But then you look at the Eagles coming out of victory over Detroit, 44-6. That's big. That morale is going to carry over to this game, especially that they're home. I think they get the job done. They'll get their first win.
What momentum at home? I mean, they can't seem to win at home.
They're going to do it. Look, they scored 30 points against Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't have a defense to stop the Chiefs. Now, I'm telling you, man, they got this. They got this. They got room to improve.
I think Herbert is going to bounce back because he knows that they got the Patriots on their tail right now. These Chargers are holding the number 7 seed as we speak, but the Patriots are right behind them, and they know that they cannot end in a tie with the Patriots. So I'm just saying.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if the Chiefs change over and maybe pass them in the standings because
it's possible.
If you're a contender, why are you losing back-to-back games? There's something off going on in that locker room that's prevented them to win games. But speaking about the Chiefs, the Packers go to Kansas City without Aaron Rodgers, and they got Jordan Love as a starting quarterback. And I got a feeling that it doesn't matter, man. They got the system in place. They got the rest of the pieces there. The Packers are going to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was crazy how, we were talking about this before the show, how that the line has changed to be bigger. Before Aaron Rodgers' situation story, the Chiefs were a 2.5 favorite. And I was like, how do they put the Chiefs favorite after that sloppy win at home against, the Giants? That didn't make no sense. But now that he's out, now they open it up even more, almost a touchdown and a half. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I know the Packers are missing a few key elements here, but we thought the same thing when they played Arizona, at their house. And so I just think the Packers are going to do it one more time on the road and get the job done. And I think they could beat the Chiefs. I just think the Chiefs are just sloppy right now. They just can't figure anything out on defense or offense. I mean, they got lucky. They got lucky Monday night, but you got to bring that level to a whole different stage in this game right now, especially against a team like the Packers who are 7-1 and running the NFC at this moment.
Right, so, absolutely. And
so, yeah,
I'm tell you right now, Jordan Love is out there to prove. He needs to prove himself. It's like a tryouts for him right now.
Yeah.
Because if he could play very well against this team, now we could be talking about, look, maybe the Packers don't need Aaron Rodgers anymore. With a lot of drama that's going on, I'm telling you right now, I that's why I'm not a big fan of the Packers, because there's so much attention around Aaron Rodgers. So, and if you're a Packers fan, oh, well, so be it. Go eat a cheese, because I really don't care about the Packers, and I still believe that the Packers won't make it to the Super Bowl. No matter how well you want to treat Aaron Rodgers, with all the support and everything else, make him feel at home, make him feel better, because he's very sensitive that he's not Tom Brady. All right, I'm gonna say it right now. All right, you're lucky right now that the Chiefs are lost in the sauce in that locker room. That's why I'm picking the Packers to win. If not, the Chiefs would have run all over them. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really surprised if the Chiefs come out with a commanding win on this one. That would be really surprising.
The Cardinals visit San Francisco. I would tell you to skip this because Cardinals should shut them out 44-0.
You would think so. I mean, but they played earlier and they only beat the 49ers by 7 points earlier this year, which was kind of a...
There was this big change going on.
Huh?
There was a big change.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the desert. Now they're in the city right now.
Yeah. And I know the hopefully that Kyler Murray is 100% to get into this game, because the Packers did beat him up. They beat him up hard. So if he's healthy enough to get in this game, they are in the top 10 overall on offense, whether you're talking about passing or rushing. Okay. And so, yeah, they could be easily undefeated still, but it is what it is.
I don't trust Garoppolo, and I don't trust Trey Lance if he does come up to play. I just don't trust anyone over there. And I think that the Arizona defense are going to help the Cardinals win this game. And I won't be surprised if they get a couple of picks. Maybe a pick six.
And I believe the 49ers hasn't even won a game at home yet this year. I think
No, they're 0-3 at home, while the Cardinals are 4-0 on the road.
Exactly. So I think for that right there, even though the 49ers defense isn't ranked in the top 10, but Cardinals are clicking on the cylinder right now that they have like a V6 and 49ers are just a 4-cylinder. So I think the Cardinals are going to ramp it up a little bit and win this game.
Well, the ones that has a V8 is no other than the Rams, which plays Sunday night against the Titans, in which the Titans lost their top running back on Derrick Henry. So adding Von Miller there, you might as well add Diesel to it because the Rams are rolling against the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans have been hot lately. They have been, winning a couple of good, important games in the conference and everything. But now we're playing against a Rams defense that is just clicking on a V12 engine in their car right now. So yeah, I got the Rams, lighting up Sunday night against the Titans, and we're not gonna remember the Titans either.
No, I like Stafford, and Stafford reminds me of Kurt Warner when he went and played for the Rams, and they had a lovely story for Stafford. He's gonna be like, look, I was in Detroit for so long, and they never operated this way like the Rams do. So, yeah, but hey, I want to send this comment out there, a little backtrack here. So much attention on Aaron Rodgers for him to lose another NFC championship. And that's if he gets there. You know what I mean? Especially the way this playoffs is now, that only the number one team gets a bye week. Who knows? A wild card team may take over and win it all, right? Because the Rams and the Cardinals, they're both tied right now for the NFC West. I just don't see the Packers surpassing the Rams. Maybe against the Cardinals, but not the Rams, And you see how, I don't know. It's still a long season. We're still in week 9. We still got 17 weeks to get through, So we're still halfway there. But hey, here's the next game right here. I'm sorry, did you pick the Titans?
No, I got the Rams.
Are you sure?
Yes, because like I said,
I thought I would convince you to.
No, we're not going to remember the Titans. We're not going to remember the Titans after this. No,
and we're definitely not going to remember this game, the Bears at the Steelers. I mean, look, the Bears, they got lucky. They didn't have Nagy at the game to coach, but you got the Steelers that won 3 in a row. You got the Bears that lost 3 in a row. It is what it is. It is weird, right? But I don't think the Bears got enough to take down the Steelers, man. I think the Steelers are getting hot at the right time.
The Steelers are getting hot. You're absolutely right. Even though they don't even rank in the top 10 in defense or offense, they just seem to be all over the place. But they know how to click on all cylinders right now, And I'm excited for this game in a different reason, because I got a buddy of mine who lives here in Waco. He's from Waco, but he's a big Steelers fan, always has been. And his wife, who was born and raised in Chicago, is a big Bears fan. And they're actually married, house divided, Steelers, Bears, and they're actually going to the game. They're going to be there Monday night live.
Wow.
That's why I'm excited for this game for both of them. But I am going for the Steelers here. Fields overrated. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, who's that guy?
Yeah, I don't know. That guy right there, he's a potential. He's a potential, yeah. But I got the Steelers. The Steelers are clicking. I mean, I do have them up here. They're holding the number 6 seed right now as we speak. So, yeah. I like the way I just think they got the better quarterback right now. They got the better running back. Justin Fields is still going to figure out what to do on the field, while Big Ben is going to, take his cane and his his medicine cream, and keep on trotting along. And I can do it one more time and be the little engine that could. And
look, man, he's going to run out of gas by week 17. They're gonna come so close to where they're gonna get denied to enter the playoffs, and that'll be in for Ben, because Ben looks like he needs to hang it up.
And the Bears have won the last 3 meetings in this series. That's what's crazy about it. But this is a whole different Bears team right now. So,
absolutely. Look, last week I went on to DraftKings and Sugar House, and I won me some money.
Nice.
And I bet it on the Patriots, Seahawks, the Bucks and Saints to go over. And I went against myself even though I picked the Washington football team, but after further review, I had to change my pick and go for the Broncos. And that's why I went perfect and won me some money. All right. So now that I talk about that, who do you got? Who's your money maker? 3 games, just 3 games. Who are you locked solid right now to win some money?
If I had to pick,
If you had to pick,
I definitely would pick Baltimore over Minnesota. I mean, you talk about the spread, you talk about over under.
well, no, it is.
Straight.
I mean, spread. Well, let's stick with the spread.
What was the spread? No, you know what? I would pick Baltimore over Minnesota, and I would take the spread also. I just think Baltimore
is 6 points.
Yeah, I would take that. I would definitely take that. I think they could win by 2 scores or more on that one.
I would take over on that one because they're at 49.5 right now, and I got a gut feeling that they could score over 50 points.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think 75% of that would be on Baltimore's side, honestly. The second game, I think honestly, I would take Indianapolis over the Jets. I think Carson Wentz could. Yeah, I think Carson Wentz would do enough. Him and Jonathan Taylor would do enough to put up a lot of points on that game and cover that spread. That spread is pretty big though. That spread
10.5. 10.5. Yeah,
but I think
they
could do it.
And I think the Colts do a lot better because they're without T.Y. Hilton. So I would definitely pick the Colts. And then lastly, look, if I was just strictly pick the Sunday's game, it'll be the Cowboys. I'll pick the Cowboys. I'll pick the Raiders. Okay, those are my 2. And lastly, I will pick the Patriots. The Patriots are favored 3.5 against the Panthers. They're gonna beat them for over 2 touchdowns. So those are my solid 3 picks right there. That if I was betting right now, don't wait till the same day because those spreads will change. Pick them now. All right. I will pick the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Raiders because they will win this weekend.
Yeah, I think my other one will be the Rams. I think I would take the Rams covering the spread against Tennessee.
The Rams are favored 7.5.
I would do that.
That's going to be a great game.
I would take
without that running game, I think so.
Yeah.
And I think with Von Miller in there, it's going to be a difference maker. And look, Von Miller plays defense. So it's different than when you're relying on somebody's playing offense that they have to know the playbook. So I think definitely is going to elevate their game. So most definitely going to pick those. But hey, let me know who's your solid picks and who you betting on DraftKings or Sugar Playhouse because hey, the money's there. And if you live in the state of Connecticut, you just got to be loving that. You don't have to go all the way to the casinos to make some bids. You can do it right at your home. You on your mobile device. I mean, man, this is going to be great. But heck, it's going to be a lovely weekend. It really is. And most importantly, tomorrow on All 4 Downs, we're definitely talking about college football. That's with Joe and Jason, myself. We're going to be talking about the results of the rankings and the games that's happening this weekend. And of course, my Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, my Georgia Bulldogs, number 1. But the last time the Georgia Bulldogs were number 1, they lost the following game. And I hope that does not happen. I'm just saying. But stay tuned tomorrow. All right. There's plenty of games coming. A lot of great games. And more picks, more bets. You want to stay tuned to that.
Yes.
But hey, thank you very much. And one more. Frank says, great pick, guys. Yeah, he's saying great pick because he's from Florida. He's a Miami fan.
Yeah, he's just happy we picked Miami.
Yeah. It's all good. Hey, special shout out to Speaking It Real podcast. That's every Friday. If you missed this show, by all means, go ahead and replay it. That commercial is there. They do it every Fridays. You want to check them out, especially now the elections is over and see how it affects in your area. But there's plenty of talks, and who knows? We probably will talk more about the DUI that happened with Ruggs and everything else. So check that out on Clovercrest Media. just as well as John about the G-Man. That's every Wednesday. So if you missed their show earlier, tuning in. They're on YouTube. They're on on Twitch. So they're everywhere. They're almost on every platform. But as for us, we're signing out. Thank you for watching. And once again, visit clovercrestmedia.com. Take care, everyone.